AITAH for canceling my mom's birthday dinner and taking her out to eat without my brothers? Posted by you/thebolter9. I'm having a mild panic attack because I acted out of frustration, and I don't know if that makes me a jerk in this situation or not. My mom's birthday was last week. My family, myself, my 3 younger brothers, their significant others, and my mother, made plans to do dinner at my mom's place tonight. I planned to buy and cook all the food and the cake, and then my brothers and I were going to go in on a big gift for my mom. We've been planning this for weeks. I've been busy with work, so I wasn't able to go get the gift earlier this week, but I texted my brothers in a group chat today and sent a screenshot of the gift, let them know I was going to pick it up, reminded them of the dinner time, and asked them to send me their share of the money. All of them chose then to inform me they didn't have money to pitch in, which normally doesn't bother me. I understand that the world is rough right now and everything is expensive. I'm barely hanging on by a thread most days. I have a degree and work an emotionally draining job during the week, and I have a second side gig that I work literally every day. I know how hard it is to just survive, but I've been busting my ass all week to make sure I had the money to do this for my mom. She goes all out for all of us on our birthdays, and Christmas and literally every other day of the year. I made sure to fully plan this out way in advance so my brothers could save the money for the gift and literally didn't have to do anything else but show up for dinner with our mother. So when they all just sounded super nonchalant about not having the money to chip in, and kind of like they just expected me to take care of everything, I lost it a little. I called my mom, didn't tell her why because I didn't want to hurt her feelings, though I'm sure she figured it out, and asked if she'd like to go to her favorite restaurant for dinner, on me, of course. She sounded excited about that. I texted the boys and told them I was taking her to dinner instead, and they could come if they wanted to. They were all pretty pissed about it because they don't have the money to go. I did tell them I was picking up a cake after dinner and they could meet me at my mom's to do the cake and see her, though that didn't seem to help much. I still plan to go pick the gift up, but I'm not putting their names on it. Which I feel petty about, but I'm just tired of this happening every time we do something for her. They always seem to have money and ideas for my dad. I feel like they take our mom for granted, and I'm always picking up the slack so she thinks all of us were in on whatever it was I planned. Am I the jerk? Should I have just carried on with the original plan? Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Not the jerk. It's not like they had an emergency or asked if they could repay you over time for the gift. On top of not even offering to pay you back, they also waited until the last minute to tell you they couldn't chip in. I'd have done the same if I had siblings who repeatedly did this kind of thing to me. Your brothers deserve to be left out. Hopefully, next time they'll make sure to put some money to one side for your mom's birthday. I'd also ask for money for gifts well in advance in future, like ask how much everyone wants to contribute and say, okay, send it over and I'll get her these gifts once the money is received. This way, if they don't send anything over, you can just be like, okay, I've got her a gift from me, you guys sort out your own gifts. Commenter 2. This is better, she gets to go out to eat and spend time with her daughter. Also, why should your brothers get credit they had no part in? If your mom doesn't already know, it's time she found out. Commenter 3. Also, Op shouldn't be paying for all the food to feed her 3 brothers, and presumably their significant others as well. From now on, buy your own individual gift for your mom. Take her out to eat yourself, and only pay for yourself and your mom. Everyone else can buy their own gifts. Everyone else can put in the effort to celebrate your mom themselves. It's not your job to pick up the slack for them. They didn't bother saving because they thought you would take care of it for them. I'm guessing you always have. Did your parents raise you and your brothers to believe the women are the planners and party hosts, and the men just show up, eat, and leave? If so, stop that cycle. Update 1 day later. Hi, everyone. First, thank you all for the comments. I super appreciate each of you taking the time to respond. Some of it was for sure tough to read, but I think I needed to hear it. Second, this is a real lengthy update, but after so many comments, I figured I should give it. My mom and I had an amazing day yesterday. We went shopping, went to dinner, and I gave her the gift I got her. The woman almost did cartwheels out of the restaurant. It was just a pink KitchenAid stand-up mixer. She's wanted one forever and would never buy it for herself. Seeing her so excited made all of this totally worth it. Update on my brothers, they pulled their 3 brain cells together by the end of the day and realized why I was so upset. They ended up apologizing and promising not to let it happen again. Which I appreciate, but I did let them know my boundaries going forward. I plan to make this a tradition with my mom, and they're always invited to attend the dinner, but I won't be getting my hopes up for them going in on a bigger gift, nor will I rely on them to do so. I encourage them to each get a gift for my mom on their own. They can do with that what they will, but I know where I stand. They all did come over to her house afterwards for the cake. My mom definitely has bougie taste in baked goods, so the cake I got was fairly expensive, but still totally worth it to see her so excited. The boys said they were going to send me money to pitch in for the cake when they get paid next week. Whether or not they actually will, I'm not sure, but I guess we'll see. I had already planned to do that on my own, so I'm not real pressed about them sending the money for that. It would be nice, but I'm not holding my breath. My mom loved the cake, and loved that all of her kids/grandkids/daughters-in-law came together to sing happy birthday and hang out with her for a couple hours. I wanted to answer some frequently asked questions, too. I am a woman and the oldest of the siblings. I'm 31. My 3 brothers are all grown, ranging in age from 23 to 29. My dad didn't know any of this was happening, mainly because he and my mom are no longer married. They've been divorced since I was 16. Though I should have called him to let him know. He does not mess around about my mom and gives a very good pull your head out of your ass speech. This has happened a few times in the past. As in, them not putting in nearly as much effort as I have, or none for some of them, and I just go through with it anyway for my mom. But that's not happening again. It took me 31 years to set these boundaries with my brothers, but those boundaries are permanent going forward. This post is not AI. I wish it was. Would make my life a lot easier. I am usually the one to plan birthdays or other special occasions outside of major holidays. My parents always plan the big holidays together. They're divorced, but we still do things like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, and Halloween together as a family. I've been fairly blessed with parents who have divorced but are still really good friends. My brothers always have more input on my dad because they do know him better, I think. I'm close to both of my parents, but my mom is definitely my best friend. We see each other multiple times a week just to do random stuff like go to Walmart together or whatever. We also live fairly close to each other, which makes this possible. All of my brothers work with my dad every day, so they do talk all the time. Although, I feel like this shouldn't be an excuse not to have at least one idea. My mom gets excited by any amount of effort from anyone in her life. They could gift her a picture of her with her grandkids in a nice frame, and she would cry for a week. Like, it doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to show you thought about her. I just wanted to do this big gift because she's been staring at this damn mixer for 2 years now, talking about how much she wants it, but she will never buy something expensive for herself. She deserved it. I think those were the most asked questions. If you want to know anything else, feel free to ask. But also, thank you all again. I needed the tough love. I've been coddling my brothers since they were born, and that's my fault. As the oldest and a very type A personality, I have always felt responsible for everyone in my family. I'm slowly learning that's not helpful, to them or myself. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. They pooled their 3 brain cells together by the end of the day and realized why I was so upset. It is as if op siblings are ginger cats. Commenter 2. She's the oldest, and also the only girl. Well, yeah, that explains everything. She's second mom. Of course, the rest of them expect her to just handle it all. Commenter 3. My mother said something which, at the time, was meant to be funny, but is sad upon reflection. My grandmother, her mom, was the baby of 3 siblings. The oldest sibling had 1 child, a daughter. The middle sibling had 3 children, all boys. The youngest, Grandma, had 2, a girl and a boy. Of the 3 siblings, 2 have had wonderful end-of-life experiences because some of their children stepped up to ensure the quality of care and their well-being. The one that didn't? The one with sons. Thank God I have daughters is what my mom said about it. And that's just. Honestly, it says it all. Girls are raised to be caretakers, on top of everything else. Boys are socialized to never have to be considerate or think of anyone other than themselves. Daughters step up to the plate and care for their parents. Sons coast on the efforts of their sisters, or they just don't make an effort at all. I know this isn't true of all situations, but it's frequent enough to be an obvious pattern and it's depressing to think about.